Hanuman conversations with Sita in the Ashokavana. Anjaneya, after searching King Ravana's palace, reaches Ashokavana in the early morning hours to continue his search for Sri Rama's missing wife Sita in the Lanka city. There, from the Simsupa tree, he notices a woman sitting under a tree, looking dull, weak, and surrounded with demand women. He believes that she is Sri Rama's wife Sita, as her appearance is matching with his perception about Sita. With happiness, he decides to speak with her, but stops his act after seeing King Ravana with his wives in the same place. Sitting on the tree, in the size of a small cat, he observes Ravana threatening Sita by reminding her 2 months timeline to accept his marriage proposal. He also notices the surrounded demand women threatening Sita with their words once Ravana leaves that place with his wives. At the same time, he sees one of the demand women named Trijata explaining her dreams to fellow demand women along with Sita. Trijata conveys that the consequences of her dreams are in favor of Sita and her husband Sri Rama, but against their king Ravana and his kingdom Lanka. She advises fellow demand women to plead Sita because only she can protect all of them from her husband King Sri Rama, as she is more kind-hearted than him. Once the surrounded demand woman leaves that place for sleeping, he decides to converse with Sita in the Sanskrit, as no one knows this language except Ravana in that place. As he does not know how to start the conversations, he thinks for a while and decides to narrate the Sri Rama story, as Sita will pay attention only to Sri Rama and his stories. With a low and melodious voice, he starts Sri Rama's story. A kind-hearted king named Dasratha ruled the Ayodhya kingdom. He was a great warrior from the Ishwaku dynasty with all the good qualities. His eldest son, Sri Rama, is also a well-educated and a greatest archery warrior who always speaks truth and practices good principles. To keep his promise with his father, Sri Rama left for the forests with his wife Sita and his younger brother Lakshmana. In the forests, he killed many wild animals and the demons who were giving troubles to common people and the sages. The demand king Ravana, who is against Sri Rama's acts, kidnapped Sita in the absence of Sri Rama and Lakshmana, acting as an old sage. While searching for Sita, Sri Rama met with Vanara king Sugriva and became friends with him. To keep his promise with Sugriva, Sri Rama killed the greatest Vanara warrior Vali and made Sugriva as a king of the Kishkinda kingdom. To keep his promise with Sri Rama, King Sugriva sent his Vanara warriors to 4 directions of the earth to search Sri Rama's missing wife Sita. Being one of them, named Anjaneya, I have come to this place knowing Sita's information from the Jatayu's brother Sampati. Now I am seeing the woman who is matching with the identification marks described by Sri Rama about his wife. Sita feels happy and surprised at the same time to hear Sri Rama's life story in that place. Upon observing her surroundings, she finds out that the story is narrated by a small sized Vanara who is sitting on a nearby tree branch. At first, she thinks that it was a dream and starts to pray for the wellness of Sri Rama, Lakshmana, and her father Janaka, as seeing a monkey in the dreams is an indication that something bad is going to happen. But she immediately realizes that it is not a dream because she knows that it has been a while since she slept in that place, as she always chants her husband Sri Rama name without food and sleep. Later, she prays to Lord Indra, Lord Brahma, Lord Brihaspati, and Lord Agni, wishing whatever she has seen and heard so far should become true. Seeing this, Anjaneya inquires her, who is she and why is she living under the tree with dusty clothes? He informs her that she seems to be not an ordinary woman as she looks like a wife of a king. He also conveys his thoughts that she might be Sri Rama's wife Sita. In reply to Anjaneya's questions, I am daughter-in-law of King Dasaratha, daughter of King Janaka, wife of King Sri Rama, and my name is Sita. My father-in-law planned a crowning ceremony for my husband Sri Rama as his successor of Ayodhya kingdom, but it was opposed by Dasaratha's wife Kaikeyi. She demanded that Sri Rama should go to the forest and her son Bharata should become the king of Ayodhya. Knowing this demand, Sri Rama, who has great respect for his father, left for the forest. Seeing him, I too started to forest along with him. Seeing both of us, Sri Rama's younger brother Lakshmana too started with us. In the forest, Demon King Ravana kidnapped me in the absence of my husband and his brother Lakshmana. Now, only 2 months left in the given timeline to accept Ravana's marriage proposal. After 2 months, I may have to end my life as I am not going to accept his proposal. Upon hearing this, Anjaneya replies to her saying, O goddess, I am the messenger of Sri Rama. King Sri Rama is wishing for your safety and his brother Lakshmana is giving greetings to you with respect. Sita feels happy upon hearing Sri Rama's information and recollects the saying, one gets happiness even after 100 years if stays alive. At the same time, Anjaneya walks slowly towards her, seeing that she suspects him and expresses her displeasure, turning to the other side. You cheated Ravana. Why are you troubling me again? In the forest, you came, as he says, to kidnap me, and today you have come as a Vanara to harass me. With little pause in her words, by seeing you, I am feeling relaxed. I doubt you are not Demon King Ravana. If you are truly a messenger of Sri Rama, then I am giving my blessings to you. I am more pleased to hear Sri Rama's information. You said you were sent by Sri Rama. In that case, explain Sri Rama and his brother Lakshmana's qualities to me. Hearing this, Anjaneya understands that Sita wants to test whether he is really a messenger of Sri Rama. Without any hesitation and with more happiness, he explains the qualities and the structure of Sri Rama. Upon concluding Sri Rama's details, he informs that Lakshmana too possesses the same qualities, but the only difference between the brothers is color. He also gives assurance that soon Sri Rama will reach Lanka along with Lakshmana and Vanara King Sugriva to rescue her. He pleads with her to believe his words, saying he is not Demon King Ravana and his name is Hanuman. He further adds that he is a minister of King Sugriva and he has reached Lanka by travelling 100 yojanas on the ocean. Hearing all this from Anjaneya, Sita turns towards him with happiness. She further asks him to explain how Sri Rama became friends with Vanara King Sugriva. Anjaneya explains all the incidents starting from the day he met with Sri Rama and Lakshmana in the Rishimukha hills to until he reaches the Lanka city searching for her. Now Anjaneya asks her to take Sri Rama's ring that has a name on it and seeks her suggestion on what he has to do next. Upon seeing the ring, she feels Sri Rama himself standing in front of her with more happiness and joy. I am feeling happy to talk with you. I know it's a tough task for anyone to travel 100 yojanas on the ocean and also to enter this demand kingdom Lanka without any fear. But you did this with ease, as if you were crossing a distance of cow feet. I know Sri Rama never sends ordinary people for this type of complex task. How is he doing? Is he practicing his duties and principles regularly? Is he getting periodic updates from Ayodhya about the safety of people and my mother-in-laws Kausalya and Sumitra? Is Lakshmana preparing himself for the upcoming war against the demons? Did Bharata send his troops to rescue me from this place? Is Sugriva planning to reach this place with his army? Is Sri Rama in depression, thinking about my separation? I know I am still alive just to hear good things about him. Hearing all these questions, Anjaneya understands her anxiety and loneliness. In reply, O mother, Sri Rama is preparing hard to take you back from this place. Until this time, he does not know your information. Once I go back and share your information to him, he will reach this place and defeat the demands whoever tries to stop him. He always thinks about you, ignoring his surroundings. He always recites your name. He calls your name whenever he sees a beautiful flower or fruit. He is experiencing depression because of your separation. Hereafter, he is not going to feel sad. You will see him very soon. Knowing Sri Rama's current state, Sita feels happy and sad at the same time. O son of Vayu, even if we are rich and powerful, we cannot escape from time and destiny. Both Sri Rama, Lakshmana, and myself are experiencing the same struggles now. I know my husband Sri Rama should come within 2 months of time, else the cruel Ravana is not going to spare me. He is not listening to neither his brother Vibhishna's good words nor his educated courtyard Avindhya's advice. My heart is pure. I know my husband's skills and his braveness. I have a strong belief that he alone will kill all the demons in the Lanka. Anjaneya, to boost her confidence, O mother, why do you need to wait until Sri Rama comes to this place? If you sit on my back, I will take you now itself to Sri Rama's place. No one in this Lanka can stop me. Sita feels happy to hear that from Anjaneya, but at the same time, she makes fun of him, stating his Vandra nature makes him to talk like that by questioning him how he can carry her with such a small sized body. Anjaneya feels ashamed and realizes that he has been conversing with her with a small body from the beginning. In no time, he increases his body like a giant and asks her whether she is interested now. Sita, after seeing Anjaneya's giant size, I know your strengths and powers. You can carry me on your back, but there is a chance I can fall on the ocean during the journey because of your speed. So I am not ready for this. Also, if I travel with you, then people will start gossiping about our mother son relationship. So I oppose your suggestion. Moreover, if Ravana knows this, he will send his men to fight against you. I know you can fight with them and their weapons won't hurt you. But there is a chance I can be hurt by the weapons, or the demons will kill me, or they will hide me in a different place. So I do not agree with your suggestion. Also, if you carry me from this place or kill all the demons, then that is not going to be glorious for my husband Sri Rama. So I suggest dropping your plan. One important thing is I don't touch any man except my husband. You can question me stating Ravana had touched me during my kidnap. Remember, I was not conscious during that time. I feel the right thing that gives name and fame to my husband is he should take me from this place after killing Ravana and his men. So you should bring Sri Rama, Lakshmana, and your Vanara army to this place. Anjaneya understands her words and explains to her that he has suggested that plan, knowing his friendship and respect towards Sri Rama, in a hurry to join her with her husband. He informs that he is going to convey every spoken word of her to Sri Rama. As she is not ready to travel, he requests her to give any identification object as a proof so that he can carry it and hand it over to Sri Rama once he meets him. In reply to him, with happy tears, she explains the whole incident of Kakasura that took place near Mandakini river in Chitrakuta hills, where Sri Rama applied Brahmastra on a crow that wounded her body. She asks Anjaneya to explain this incident as a proof, as no one else knows this incident. Later, she asks him to question her husband, stating Sri Rama applied Brahmastra on a crow, but not doing anything to Ravana, even though he kidnapped her. She tells him that she is staying like an orphan in that Lanka, even after having such a powerful husband. Hearing the sad words, Anjaneya, O mother, until now he does not know your information. All your bad days are going to end soon. He will reach this place without any delay to rescue you. Please tell me what I should convey to Sri Rama, Lakshmana, and King Sugriva once I meet them in the Kishkinda. Sita with happiness. I am giving prayers and greetings to Sri Rama. I am wishing well for my brother-in-law Lakshmana. You inform my husband that he has to save me within a month's time. You give this Chudamani as an identification object to him. He will recollect his mother Kausalya, his father Dasaratha, and me on seeing this ornament, as I got this as a gift from my father-in-law. Convey my best wishes to Sugriva and other Vanaras. I hope Sri Rama will get into action upon hearing my information from you. In reply to her message, he gives assurance stating Sri Rama will reach this place and defeats Demon King Ravana in the battle. After this, he asks her permission to leave that place. Hearing this, Sita feels sad and asks him to stay there for one more day, as she is feeling comfortable and happy with his words, and she will not know whether she will stay alive until he returns again. Later, she expresses her doubt on Vanara soldiers because crossing ocean is not an easy task for everyone, and only three people, God Vayu, Garutmanta, and Anjaneya himself alone, can accomplish such a complex task. She also worries about how Sri Rama is going to reach Lanka by crossing such a big ocean. Hanuman, to boost her confidence, confirms that King Sugriva and all other Vanara soldiers are having the same or more strength than him, and they all can reach this Lanka in a single jump from the seashore. He also assures that he can carry both Sri Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders to Lanka safely. Hearing such confident words from Anjaneya, Sita feels relaxed and asks him to convey the Manasila incident where Sri Rama kept bindi on her forehead using powder from a red rock. She further adds that she has been tolerating all the sufferings in the Lanka just to meet her husband safely again. She wishes good luck and insists him to explain everything in detail to her husband Sri Rama. Hanuman thinks that he has completed the given task successfully, but feels that Some more work is left in the Lanka. With that thinking, he moves towards north direction from the Ashokavana after greeting Sita.